I'm Diane Vallere, and I write humorous mysteries where sleuthing is always in style. Forgot to tell you that part on the first 14 videos. It only took me 14 to remember. Okay, so here we are. I am counting from my first book up to my 40th, which comes out on February 27th. So the one I want to tell you about today is Pearls Gone Wild. This is the 6th in the Samantha Kidd mystery series. So this wasn't originally the 6th book. It was originally the 2nd book. But when I started to publish the books, this one didn't feel so fresh. I had gone over the first book multiple times and really kept it current because that was the book I was sending out on submission. And this particular one felt a little stale. So I always knew I had a completed draft, but I always knew it wasn't quite right. It languished on my computer for a couple of cycles until I felt like it was the right time to bring it back. Now, once before, I had tried to revise a book. There's this voice in my head that always says, like, oh, you have a finished draft. It's going to be so easy. Just polish it. Well, that didn't work the last time I tried it. So I didn't want to make that mistake again here. So what I did was I literally copied each sentence from the old document into a new document and checked to see, did that work in the story that I was telling? A lot of the original story did not make it into this book. The character names did, the just general situations did, but this really ended up being a mostly new book, just with some bare bones from that old manuscript. So because it's the 6th book, Samantha has grown through books 1 through 5, and she knows a little bit more about herself and about how to conduct herself in a murder investigation. So this book gets to showcase where she is in life at this point, having learned a thing or two. So one of the things I really wanted to do in order to show that was get her familiar detective out of town. So he's gone. There's a brand new detective who's investigating this particular case. Samantha has no history with him, so all of her like, hey, come on, we're buddies. You can tell me what clues you found. None of that works here. Not that it worked before, but it really doesn't work here. The new detective is new on the job, so he is by the book, but not in a rigid follow the rules kind of way, in a more he doesn't want to make a mistake kind of way. Because she's grown a little bit, this particular book puts her in a place where she can clearly see these two paths forward and think about which one she wants. And the fun thing that I think about reading Samantha, hopefully, it's what I want to do with her for you, is to show her growth in every single book. The reason I enjoy writing her so much is I can put her in any situation, any crazy idea I come up with, I know that I can put Samantha in that situation. That doesn't mean she gets all those ideas, because sometimes the idea plays out better with a different character, but there's really no boundaries with her. So that, I think, hopefully makes it fun to read through the series and see what trouble did she get herself into this time, how's she going to get herself out of it, and what does she learn? Because each book does represent some kind of personal growth for her, because she's always on this quest to figure out what's going to bring her that life satisfaction. The mystery in this book involves a string of valuable black Tahitian pearls. There is a smash and grab at a jewelry store at the Ribbon Outlet Mall that is being run by Samantha's friend, Kat, and it turns out there's a body in the case where the pearls display used to be, and the body is that of her husband. And I did just realize that this is the 2nd time I have killed off the spouse of one of my character's friends. So I don't know if that means I need therapy. We'll file that away. Okay, that might not make the final video. Okay, so that is Pearls Gone Wild. There is some life-changing stuff in here for Samantha, so it is a pivotal book, and I do think it's also a good entry point to the series. If you haven't read the first 5 and this one sounds interesting, it is a good place to drop in. You get all the main characters and the history, but you kind of get a good overview of everything that's going on. They're all standalones, but I always felt like this was another good kind of entry point. So that is Pearls Gone Wild, and book number 15 in my backlist, and I will be back tomorrow to tell you about book number 16. In the meantime, there's a pre-order giveaway for my 40th book, which is Ranch Dressing, which also features Samantha Kidd. You can find out all the details on my website at dianevallere.com/ranch dressing. Thank you, and I'll see you tomorrow.